everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Khulisa Mfazi. Today we host someone that I find incredibly inspirational. Her name is Meladi CA, not just Meladi. I'm so excited to have her here. Meladi, how are you doing?
Hi, Litlotlo. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm good, thanks. Can't complain. How are you?
I'm so good. So good. Thank you for asking. For all the finance girlies, aspirant CASAs, this episode is for you, so make sure to catch it. I think before we get into it, let me tell you who Meladi is. Let me just quickly read her bio. Meladi is a qualified chartered accountant with extensive banking and insurance experience. She has vast experience working for South Africa's top monetary institutions, various SOEs, and one of South Africa's top insurance companies. But hang on, there is more. Meladi has experience working for the South African Central Bank as an IFRS and audit specialist. She's a registered member of the South African Chartered Accountant Association. How did she do this, you ask? Meladi holds a Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting, honors degree in Accounting Science, a certificate in Theory of Accounting from the University of Pretoria, and an ongoing Master of Commerce in Financial Reporting, Analysis, and Governance from the University of Cape Town. She is a star. I hope you guys heard it for yourself. She's a star. But I think to start the conversation, let's talk about all of these qualifications. One thing that I really, really like to talk about, especially in academic journeys, is the route to success and also your relationship with failure. So obviously in this extensive academic journey and extensive career journey, you've had a lot of ups and you've had a lot of downs. But my question to you right now is, how is your relationship with the downs? How is your relationship with failure? And how do you really get yourself back up when you're feeling down?
So the CASA journey, for everyone that knows, is not an easy journey.
It's
so
tough.
I mean, for others it's seamless, and then for others, the rest of us, it's a very tough journey. So there has been a lot of failure along the way. So I went to varsity, right? First year, went there thinking, oh, I know things. But like, to cut the story short, I then failed my first year, right? And I had a conversation with my late dad about it. And he simply said to me, okay, you failed your major. What do you want to do? Like, he literally put the ball in my court. And I think that was, for me, what woke me up to say, oh my word, my future is in my own hands. And I was like, it's okay, I'll go back and I'll go do it. And I think that's been my relationship with failure ever since. I always try and find a silver lining in everything. Like, if I fail at something, it's like, okay, what did I learn? What lessons am I taking forward? And I really think that's just how people should be approaching failure. What have you learned from that failure, and what are you taking from it?
I've actually heard something really important, and they said that failure is actually success. Because you learn, there's a blueprint now, you can move forward in a different way. So I think that's really, really cool. Let's go back to 18-year-old Meladi. You're in matric or grade 11.
Matric, yes.
How did you realize that you want to do accounting? How did you land on accounting? Or
this is
the one.
Sure. The funny thing is, I only just recently had that feeling that this is it.
Okay.
It wasn't always like that. So when we chose subjects, I did a mix of accounting and science. I wasn't sure. I don't want to say I didn't have aspirations, but at the time I really didn't. And I just looked around the room. My siblings, the one is a doctor, two of my other siblings are engineer, and my sister, who's 2 years older than me, is a qualified chartered accountant. So at the time, she was at Tux studying accounting, and I was like, okay, I know I loved sports, so I wanted to study sports management. But when you come from a family like I come from, you can't afford you can afford to study something that you're not sure what you're going to get out of. So it will be a question of, who do you know that studies sports management? What kind of job are you going to do? I mean, obviously, we're more informed now, but a couple of years, I didn't have that kind of information. So I went and I copied my sister.
And you know what? It worked out.
So that's exactly how I got into accounting. I thought, she'll help me. And I ended up studying accounting at Tux. I didn't really enjoy it at first. But as I started working, as it started opening up more doors, it started giving me a bit of money.
Of course.
But yeah, I think really now I have gotten to a point where I am passionate about this profession and what I do. But I sort of just landed here.
How did you get through the university journey when you haven't really landed on that this is the career? You know, you're not enjoying it, but you're still getting through. What got you through?
Yeah, I think it was that failing thing. Okay. So, I mean, already when I went to first year, I came in with a bad attitude. I didn't know how to sit down and study because I didn't want to do this. Yeah. But the minute I decided to be accountable for my life, accountable for my future, it then just changed and put a spark in my head to say that, well, you're here and you might as well do it. Yeah. And if you're going to do it, you better do it well. Yeah. And then it was like varsity was a breeze after I changed my attitude towards my degree.
Have you ever, talking about attitude also, as excellent as you are and, you know, this long academic and career journey that you're still in, have you ever like dabbled with imposter syndrome? You know, have you ever felt like I shouldn't be in this room? And if you have, what has really gotten you going? What have you told yourself to say, I deserve to be in this room?
Yeah, I think in the beginning of my career, when I was doing articles, because you're new, because you just only know the book stuff, I did suffer a bit with imposter syndrome, but I had enough mentors, enough people, my sister, the people I went to school with, enough people that we have open conversations about this, which is why I also believe it's important to create networks of women specifically, but networks where you're able to bounce off ideas with people. So how I overcame imposter syndrome is that firstly, I was honest with myself to say that here I'm struggling, you know, I'm struggling to lean in certain rooms. I'm struggling to lift my hand up. I'm struggling to send work when I'm done because I'm not sure if it's enough. So the first step was really realizing that I've got a problem. The next step was just reaching out to people around, older CAs, upskilling myself, just ensuring that I'm confident enough to, you know, to show up. And I think it's safe to say that I don't struggle with imposter syndrome right now. I've also read a lot of self-help books. But yeah.
I think taking away from the fact that you ask so many people for help also, so many people struggle with that. Like, I know I struggle with it, like going to someone and saying, I'm failing, can you help me out? You know, but I think it's something so important because people want to help.
They do.
Like people they don't mind helping. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's interesting. Let's chat about baby Meladi and childhood Meladi. So growing up, is there, you know, your relationship with your parents or caregivers and siblings, like you mentioned, you know, how did it really shape to the Meladi that you are now?
That I am today. Yeah. So I was raised by a single father. My mom passed away when I was very young. So I'm the last born of 5 kids. And we grew up pretty tight. You know, we grew up in a family of lots of love. I can't say short, you know, okay, besides money. But
there was love.
Yes, it was lots of love. And I think it's really shaped me into the person that I am. It's made it easy for me to have a community of friends because I'm used to being in a community of love. It's made it easy for me to embrace people, be around people. It's really shaped me into the person that I am.
That's amazing. Like talking about friends, how do you juggle such a demanding career and adult friendships? You know, because adult friendships are difficult as they are. How have you managed that?
I think, so a lot of my friends, I've got friends from primary school, friends from high school, friends from varsity, friends I've met now at work. I've just been lucky to meet people that meet me halfway. You know, we are generally very understanding of our lives, the business, what we get up to. So I've got friends that I speak to once every 3 months, and that doesn't take away from our friendship. So I think I've been lucky enough to have friends who understand me and I understand them, and we're just living our best lives together.
I love that. And I saw you at Beyonce, girl. How was that?
Amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
I didn't see Beyonce, but I always say, when am I going to get to see her again?
I had the same thought, and then
You had to buy.
I
You
had to
go.
I had to go. I was like, you know what? I work hard.
Yeah, you
Let
do.
me blow the CASA money.
That's why you work hard,
That's
to
why
have
you-
experiences like
yes,
Beyonce.
Definitely.
Just going back to your childhood, on top of your head, what is the one challenging or the one hardship that you really faced throughout your childhood? We're going deep now.
We're going deep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't think of one, honestly speaking. Like I honestly can't. Top of my head, I can't think of one. I think if the conversation keeps going and I think of something,
You have to let me know.
I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, let's hold that. You are a mother to a beautiful baby girl. Oh my goodness, when I see her, I'm like, this is the prettiest little girl ever.
Thank you.
How is it being a mother? And how old is she?
She's 23 this November. It's been absolute bliss.
Okay.
So, I mean, initially I was not terrified, but I'm a first time parent. I was a bit scared. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it's really changed my life for the better. It's taught me to be more responsible. It's taught me to be more patient. You really have to be patient.
Of course.
But overall, I absolutely wouldn't trade it for anything.
How was the toddler phase? How is she now?
A lot. A lot, but I'm not gonna lie, she's a very sweet girl.
Okay.
Very easy to raise, very talkative, very confident.
Oh, sweet.
She's very firm with herself, so not too bad.
If you had to give her one lesson to say, girl, focus on this, or girl, do this so that you are, a great Black woman, what would you say to her?
I think I'd teach her to be confident in herself.
Yeah.
I think confidence goes a long way, to believe in herself and to be authentic. I think you show up at your best when you are authentic, and I mean, that's the life God's given you. So,
and you are yourself. When you walk in a room and you are yourself, that's the greatest thing ever. That's the greatest thing ever. I think it's so interesting because when I was growing up, obviously she's still a small little girl, she doesn't have too many thoughts, but once you but once you become like a teenager, you have so many thoughts. And I think when I was growing up, I really struggled with self-esteem and thinking I'm beautiful, especially kids are mean, kids are really mean. So it only took me maybe high school to figure out that you're the bomb.com,
So you are.
So I think it's so important for mothers to raise young girls and just remind them that, girl, you shake the room. You are it. That's awesome. Going back to your finance background, what is one lesson, and just tying it with your little girl, what is one lesson that you would give her in terms of practicing good financial habits? One habit you would really instill in her?
Budget.
Budget, girl.
There's no running away from it. And I know some people will say, but what are you going to budget when you don't make enough? We live in South Africa. Realistically speaking, some advice doesn't apply to everyone, but for those it can apply to, budgets.
Oh, budget, girl.
Budget.
I think in South Africa, especially, maybe because of our background, also there are a lot of people that are financially illiterate, if I could say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a harsh word, but financially,
they
don't really know how to use their money. Where should their money go? Investing. We don't know much about investing,
about saving, about money pockets, about
What's your commentary on that financial illiteracy that we have in South Africa?
I mean, it's difficult to... I don't even know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
I think, just to put it politically correctly, people should be interested in money, right? I think we struggle having open conversations about money.
Yeah.
Especially women. I don't know why. We like, we must talk about money, But I think there should be some level of interest from people in terms of wanting to be more money savvy. But I also think for those of us who are money savvy and know finance, we should also try go out of our way to teach people.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
Sometimes people maybe have the eagerness to learn, but they don't know where to start. I mean, if you Google about investing, there's so many things that pop up, or so many money tips, money this. But I think it starts with people wanting an interest to have a healthy relationship with money.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You're right about it being a secret. People don't talk about their salaries, what they earn, what they do. It's
Don't
a
want to go
secret.
into that one.
Okay. That needs another day.
That needs another day. We need an HR specialist sitting here telling us legislation about disclosures but yeah, that's something that's very sensitive and topical and really needs some sort of shifting.
Okay. Yeah. No, I hear you. Just we're about to wrap up our conversation. But
already.
I know it's been so quick, I know. But one thing, tell me more about being a Black woman and asserting yourself in spaces where Black women are not really dominating. You know, how has that been? How has that process been throughout, let's say, the last 10 years of your life?
So, I mean, I did my CA honors, everything, and then I went to go do my articles at National Treasury. Yeah. Right. So there,
and that is wild. That is
everyone goes into audit.
That is bomb.
No, I decided. Grata chalete, and I don't want to work overtime. Yeah. So it was either the banking or the Treasury route. Okay. You know, so I went to Treasury. I was shy, man. Like in the workplace, like I regret it, right? But again, you learn from these things.
Of course.
I wish I was a bit more confident. I wish I asked more questions. But as the years go, you learn to maneuver corporate a bit better, you know? And again, I said that I've created a network of other ladies who also push me. But what I've found to be very important as a Black woman is having other Black women. Yeah. So I once spoke about how it's important that the older CAs in our our profession pull up the younger CAs, you know. So 100%. I'm lucky enough, like for example, my manager, she pulls me up, you know. Yeah. She creates a ladder for us to come right behind her. My mentors, they do the same thing. They plug you in different places. They send you this, they send you that. Yeah. They introduce you to other people within networks. So if we keep doing that for like generation as we keep going, so I will pull lifting the trainees, and the trainees need to lift the students. That's the only way that as Black women, we will keep flourishing in the profession.
Do you know there's a bad rumor going around? Bad rumor, guys. Bad rumor.
Okay.
That says that older Black women are not so kind to the juniors, wherever that, like in a corporate setting. Have you ever seen that? Have you noticed that? Do you have comments on that?
Personally, I haven't experienced it at all. So I've been lucky to work with Black women who are always eager to help me, right? Even if it's not people I work with directly. Yeah. But I guess it also comes with asking. Sometimes I do approach people and say, hey, I'm struggling with 1, 2, 3. We work in the same organization. Yeah. How do you think I can make myself more visible? And I usually ask Black women. I'm not even going to lie. I just resonate a bit better with them. But we can't shy away from the reality that we do have workplace bullies. Yeah. Some of my mentors, they've got people that have treated them horribly. Yeah, I'm just really hoping that when you are a victim of that workplace bullying, as you go up, you don't become the bully. Yeah. You know, that you don't do break to other people. Yes, we need to break the cycle. Yeah. But I'm just hoping that somewhere a workplace bully is watching this and stops bullying other people. But we really can just try and keep doing the best that we can for everyone who's behind us, who's trying to go on the CA journey. Yeah. Yeah.
Just wrapping it up and coming back to you, what are 3 words that you say you live by and that really pushes you every single day? So for example, mine is humility, dedication, and consistency. What are yours?
Peace.
Yeah.
Mine is definitely peace. I don't believe you can function at your best if you're not at peace.
100%.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
If you're not authentic, you can't show up. Yeah. And love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
That's
are my
beautiful. That's so beautiful. To wrap it up, what is some advice that you'd give to aspirant chartered accountants?
Some advice I'd give to aspirant chartered accountants is that the journey is worth it, right? Just do your research in terms of once you're done studying, where do you want to work? Yeah. What do you want to do? It really helps you plan out a bit better. but the journey really is worth it. I don't want to say the money's great. It depends where you are, but it really, the designation opens up doors for you. So it's all about how you use it. But yeah, all the best. And if you need help, reach out to other CAs, reach out to the people around you, your lecturers. There's enough support to go around, and there's enough space in the industry for everyone. So yeah, we'll be waiting for you on the other side.
And then one last advice. What advice would you give to young little girls who feel like their dreams are not valid or scared to really go after their dreams?
I think the one question I probably ask is, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
When I'm scared to do something, or I feel like, no, this is not going to work, or I'm not capable of this, or I shouldn't ask this. I ask myself, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
To hell with the fear. Sorry, vulgar.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But really just put your fear aside and just imagine what you can do if you weren't scared.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing that I'd leave them with.
I think goals are boundless and limitless, and think as high and as big as you can.
As you possibly can.
Yeah, there's no room for fear. Absolutely. No room for fear. And that's definitely how you will be, just like Meladi. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Conversations with Khulisa Mfazi. You've caught myself chatting to Meladi Maditsi CA, not just Meladi.
Don't forget that.
Make sure that you keep watching, subscribe, follow our socials at Khulisa Mfazi. Meladi, where can we catch you?
You can catch me on Twitter. Yeah. I think it's _Meladi M. Yes. And Instagram, Meladi _M.
Awesome stuff. Yes. You can catch us at Khulisa Mfazi, or you can catch me at Miss _Murule. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until we meet again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.